So, if this is your first time kind of catching these, we've been going live Monday through Friday this entire month with a new leader and just hearing about their work, their life, how they're processing through all the crazy stuff going on. So, Jenny, if I can get her in here, there we go. Both live. I've known Jenny. I met Jenny on Twitter. Y'all. Do you remember that, Jenny?
Yeah.
So people say like social media don't work, all this stuff. I've met some of like the people I know really well, like through social media. I met you through Twitter. I've known you for like 5, 6 years now, if you can believe that. Um, One of my friends, Katie Harrell, who like we've like gone on trips together. I met on Twitter. I mean, like it's crazy.
Yes,
Social media is a
it
real
is.
thing. It's a real thing. Yeah,
It
but
is a real thing.
Jenny's coming out from Birmingham, and tell the peoples what you do out in the world.
I say I'm an essential oil spy. I try to scope out like the best uses of oils and to help people with their health and positivity. And I try to work that into practical solutions, especially for working parents, because
Mm,
we ain't got a lot of time.
why oils? No, why do you pick that?
I went through a crazy time thinking I was like 10 feet tall and bulletproof, like I think a lot of us do. And my health had been good for a long time and suddenly had like a really hurting neck and went through being told that I had degenerative disc disease and a severe bulging disc and I'm going to have permanent spinal damage.
I
I've got
forgot
to go
about
through
that.
surgery.
That was a couple years ago, right?
Holy moly. Yeah, 2 years
Wow.
ago. So it was a shock to me. Like I never saw that coming. And like apparently I've had this bulging disc for 10 years and didn't know it. And thought my neck pain
Wow.
was just like normal mom pain, like kid on the hip, diaper bag, normal stuff. So
Yeah.
in the pain leading up to surgery and the recovery afterwards, it was a big management of both the muscles and the skeleton and soothing emotions.
Mm.
And because of that, like regular use of them all the time, I learned a lot about myself, how our bodies really respond to that, how our brains actually function through the olfactory system to the limbic area of the brain, which helps us process emotions. And it just became huge to me using them consistently. So that's
Wow.
when it was like, it's made such a difference in my life. If
That's
I
what I was gonna
even
ask
can
you.
share that with a person, then it's been worth it.
So
It's been
how do
worth it.
you 2 years ago and now, like physically, what's the difference?
Mm, I
Or
would
mentally,
say,
emotionally, I mean all the things.
oh, well, yeah, definitely I've come a long way in the way that I care for myself. I'll say this, that our culture is so medicating in general. I think that's shifting, and I'm glad to be a part of that shift, but we're definitely like a
Yep.
medicating culture.
Yep.
I'm even a little concerned right now about how I feel like Americans are maybe turning maybe a little too much to alcohol, you know.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
hearing that admitted in a lot of places that's like a concern, and it concerns me. I have no judgment of having a beverage, but I do think that we don't want to fall into traps. So I will say that I think where we have been used to medicating, now we need to actually think about the proactive side of things, caring for self. And self-care is a big buzzword now, but I mean it seriously, not as a cliche, that we have to take care of ourselves. You and I are like hustlers. We've always been hustlers
Mm-hmm.
and proud to be hustlers, but there also was that side of me that would not stop. I would
Mm-hmm.
have never stopped if I hadn't encountered that time. And I was gonna be stopped in one way or another, voluntarily or
Mm-hmm.
involuntarily. There's going to be a time where you need to recoup all that you're pouring out and care
Yeah.
for yourself.
Oh, that's true.
And the medicine, you can pop 1 or 2 pills a day and mitigate your symptoms. And that's how our culture usually rolls, or have a beverage to deal with your emotions. And that's how we often roll. And now realizing, like, it seems like a lot of work sometimes to like reapply oils through the day. People say that to me, like, I could just pop a pill and be done, Jen. Like, I don't want to mess with it. I'm like, yeah, but you're telling yourself on a subconscious level, even, I care for you enough right now to slow down
Mm-hmm.
and breathe this in or put this on. And so it's not just a bottle. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
literally like, I'm taking this moment, I'm stopping, I'm recognizing where I am, that I need something, and I'm going to care for that. And it happens a few times a day that way. And so that really changed me.
Yeah, yeah. So to
Mm-hmm.
get motivated to do something like this, there's normally two motivations. Number one, something terrible happens where you have to look at it, which is normally kind of where change really comes for most people, myself included. Hello, coronavirus. Like a lot of people are making changes because they have to. But there's like another side of change where you can make decisions just because like intuitively you know it's right. It's you love this idea, and that's a little bit more difficult, I think. If we don't want like to be knocked on our ass and have to take care of ourselves and like the universe and God force us, I guess kind of what are some practical steps or motivation that we can have to start looking at this, because any kind of change people resist, and you're telling me to like start thinking about self-care and slowing down and breathing in oils and looking at what I eat and all the things. um how do I start that and actually make it a practice, in a healthy way without having to be forced to do it? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say look at what it is in your life that you're wanting to change aside from an oil. Like, let's say, for example, during quarantine, married life is different. Okay.
Ooh,
Married life is different.
praise
And
him.
so, like, you can find ways with or without oils that you could improve that situation or aggravate that situation. And oils are a good way, actually, for me personally, to kind of like do that. There are certain oils that, because of the way our body processes that olfactory to limbic system, certain oils can actually help your emotions, like open your heart when you're feeling like, I really want to close off right now,
Mm,
you know. So if your relationship is something that is experiencing where you would like to grow the change, I would say just be open-minded about it including oils. And in this case, like, it's a relationship, then yes. If it's money, I'm not saying you have to sell oils, but I'm saying that you can save money by being a consumer of oils, because I can't tell you how many times I have been proactive enough to avoid much further doctor care, you know.
mm,
And caring for myself earlier on in the process really pays off in that respect. Not only
yes.
that, like, if you're a person who cooks with like fresh herbs, which I did, and I love them, but you can use what is the most potent part of the plant, being the essential oil, if it's processed for consumption, which most brands are not, so I will say that. But for ones that are safe for internal consumption, you can cook with the oil of that herb and save a lot of money. Like, cilantro goes bad. You use cilantro, like a little bit of cilantro if you're cooking, and then you toss that batch. Whereas, like, if you're cooking and you do a toothpick touch of that oil into your guacamole, you're saving so much money. I broke it
Mm.
down in cost one time. It's like a ton of money saved. So
What's your
I would
favorite
say,
oil?
like,
What's one do you use
oh,
every day
for cooking or other?
in general? One, like
Okay.
Jesus came and said you can't use oils anymore except one. What would it be?
The main one would be frankincense.
That's an expensive one, isn't it?
It is, because it's worth it. Yeah, it's just, it appeals to pretty much every system of the body. It's good for emotions and physical. And so, because it's kind of so all encompassing in its ability to help our bodies work more efficiently, that would probably be the one
So how do
that
you use that?
I use it every way possible, which, so topically, I apply it often to my spine. You know, that's still a thing. So I apply it to my spine. I apply it to my jaw for tension here. I apply it under my tongue, which is both for the muscular skeletal aspect. It has regenerative properties
Hmm.
documented in studies. So I use it for that. I rub it on the bottoms of my feet, again, for emotions. And
Your
I
bottom of your
diffuse
feet's
it.
for your emotions.
Well, your bottom of your feet are related to all parts of your body. So if you study reflexology, there's a part of your foot that's linked to a part of your body. If if you believe that. Some people don't.
Okay, so
But
let's
just
break this.
fast.
I got a question about that. I don't like feet.
Yeah.
I have a really bad
Okay.
foot. When I was in high school, I got it mixed up. I used to tell people I had a foot fetish, but it was really, I meant phobia.
Phobia.
I told like my whole youth group, I was like, I have a foot fetish. I have a foot fetish. And my youth pastor was like,
I love
can you
you.
stop saying that to people? I have a foot
I
phobia.
love you.
So outside of my children, like I don't like looking at feet. Brian, if he puts his foot near me, I freak out. Like I hate him so bad. So I'm like, what is like the implications of that? If like your foot's connected to your body, like do I have like a spiritual issue? I know this is way off
That's
topic.
interesting. I know some people just don't like feet. I don't think that's bad. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I don't think
Okay.
that's bad. I wouldn't overanalyze the
I was
disgusting of feet.
analyzing it. I was like, does it have to do with emotions? Am I emotionally cut off? Like,
I
okay.
think not.
Okay.
But I think it might be the time to accept your feet, you know. Um, Here's the good thing though, is like if there's an oil that you need the benefit from and you don't like the smell, it can go on the bottom of your feet and you won't smell it through the day. Like oregano is super powerful,
Yes, it is.
and I hate the smell. I don't want to smell like a pizza all day.
No.
So I will rub that on the bottom of my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I completely got you off topic. Which oils do
Frankincense,
you
we're talking about
frankincense?
frankincense. And
Yeah.
then I was going to say the other way that I use frankincense is like in the diffuser. So it's a great one for
I love
focus, help
diffusers.
focus. So we add it with like peppermint, orange to help focus during the day. At night, it's great for sleep too. So
What
it's
about
just,
for
it helps them.
entrepreneurs? What are some good
What's that? I'm
oils?
sorry.
Or entrepreneurs? What are some good?
Oh, that's great. You know what? I almost came up with an unconventional leaders blend, but I didn't want to hack your name without your permission.
Hack it.
But
I don't care.
I
Do it.
would I would definitely include something grounding, be it frankincense, vetiver. All woodsy oils are our grounding oils, so those help keep us centered. So I think those are really good for that. So think in the terms of wood, which that'd be frankincense, myrrh, or vetiver, one of those. There are others. Copaiba is amazing. And then for confidence, like for speaking and for presenting yourself, citrus oils help in the area of confidence and body confidence. So the way you're presenting yourself, I would go after a grapefruit or an orange. That would
Why
be
don't
really good.
why don't like after the next week when the academy's closed and we're done with all that, like you talk about that in our group and then make up a blend and like pre-order, and if people want to order it they can. That'd be cool.
Sure, yeah. Yeah,
I think that'd be, I mean, I don't
absolutely.
know what that looks like for you, like if you could like make a unconventional leaders blend and like pre-sell it, and then if people buy it you can make it and send it to them maybe.
What I might would do is create a custom kit where they would have the oils that would be components.
I think that's a good idea. I like
Then they
that.
could order that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
just processing through thinking. Okay, so where can people find you online if they want to grab some oils or maybe be trained by you of all the different benefits? Where would they go?
Sure. I'm often on Instagram many, many, many times a day. So you can inbox me, follow here. I'm trying to grow my TikTok and YouTube. This is my year for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Those are my favorites. You'll find me in other places, but those are my favorites. So
Very
I'll
cool.
be there. And I would like to say thank you to you. I really wanted a minute to say, I think you're so amazing. If there's somebody who's listening and thinking about working with Heather, do it right now. And I'm going to try to not cry as I talk about how much Heather means to me and leads me in life. And you would be remiss if you don't take the opportunity. So if you're thinking about it, do it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Jenny's known me since like, I remember you were around when I was putting out my very first offerings online, my very, very first offerings. And it's, there's perception online of, when you're putting your stuff out there in whatever it is, in whatever capacity, it looks a lot easier than what it is, but there's so much internal work and so much stuff you have to face to do it. And I'm grateful for you and, our old mastermind group and stuff, just walking me through that, because man, even starting the show, putting out the mastermind groups, my very first course worked backwards. I don't know if you remember that hot mess.
I remember.
That
Totally.
hot mess. But dude, it could have destroyed me. Like it could have made me bitter and not want to do any of it again because I failed so many times. But having like people in your corner who are there, like don't give up. That was everything. So
I'm
anyway,
so glad you didn't give up, and that none of us really gave up.
you,
We've
I mean,
all
you either,
been
yeah. And
moving
Megan,
forward,
holy crap.
pivoting
Yeah.
many times
Oh,
and
we'll
continuing
still
on.
pivot. We'll still pivot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. All right,
it's
y'all.
important.
Connect with Jenny. She's an awesome human. Follow her work. Buy some oils. And then if you're in our Unconventional Leaders group, maybe we can get a kit together in a week or two and start, using those together. That'd be really cool. So,
That'll be awesome.
all
I'd
right,
love to
y'all.
help.
Have a good one. It was good seeing you.